How you doing, everybody? Max Farrell from Panther Kenpo once again, and in this video you're going to learn how to do unbreakable fist. If you're wondering why I'm rolling my sleeves, because we're going to get down to action. Let's go. All right, like we said in the intro, we have some work to do. This is called unbreakable fist. This process, as I was taught many years ago, two major types of punches that I find are probably the most reliable in making a fist, right? The boxer punch. This is where you create a punch with your first two knuckles here in the process of punching, right? The thumb is underneath. It's valued right about here with the thumb coming underneath and supporting. There's a couple different ways to make this punch. One is just a bifold, where you drop your hand down and you bring your hand underneath here. The second is a trifold, where your hands come down here like this and your thumb goes in front. This boxer punch is used, but the center line of force is right here. If I put my finger right here, I'm going to be showing the center line right there. I'm going to show you here in a second something, just a simple movement, which is going to reestablish a big strength and support into your wrist structure. When I punch with this boxer punch, I might have an availability to my hand turns like that. And if you see here, the center line, if not punched directly on the center line, will make my wrist sort of break at that point, or twist at that point. And this is where a lot of injuries come in with boxers, is in this wrist structure, especially with people who are brand new to punching with that wrist structure. So now let's talk about unbreakable fist and what difference we have to place our thumb. We all know not to tuck your thumb inside your hand. You'll break your thumb, okay? But how we're going to do this is we're going to do the trifold method of knocking the fist down just like that. And this time, instead of putting the thumb in front, I'm going to keep the thumb here and pop it here to the side. Now, it's almost like the old days of clicking a pen or texting at that point. But we're going to put our thumb just like that. Now, what does this do? If we come a close-up with the hand, the original boxer has me here, and you'll see the center line is right here. But when I bring my thumb here, my fist comes back out flush. The center line becomes right down the middle. They call this unbreakable fist because the wrist then becomes really super strong at that point and doesn't wobble back and forth. When I punch with unbreakable fist, my fist now will punch to a point where the center line is going up to the shoulder, which gives me more power at that point. When I punch straight out, this now becomes the full center line, and I don't have to worry about punching with the first two knuckles. Also, this works great for uppercuts, these extendable uppercuts here, even just a regular uppercut or even a hook punch at that point, because the center line is still in the middle of my forearm. I don't have to worry about punching with the first two knuckles. We also use this when I structure a back fist, a heavy back fist here as well, because it strengthens the wrist. If the wrist is loose and I do a back fist, I could actually hit my wrist at that point and hurt myself. I even like to hit with my hand open a lot, but if I have to do a really heavy back fist to the side cheek, I'm going to make unbreakable fist at that point. There are a lot of different people down in the comments that are probably going to say, oh, my ways to punch here better. Is it better for a boxer punch and all that stuff? It's faster and that feels really uncomfortable. And you are absolutely right, it feels uncomfortable. 40 years ago when I learned this punch, I made a decision to make it happen in my life. People are going to say, oh, the thumb is going to be broken or somebody will pull your thumb or whatever, right? But you guys are all going to hate on some part of this at that point, and I'm prepared for that. But leave your comments down below, or maybe you have a different style on how you punch. And if so, put some video proof in there. I'm willing to look at other people's punches at that point as well. But unbreakable fist to me is the way I've been taught to punch in Kenpo, because it gives me the most force and bang for my buck, as well as the most stability in the wrist. You let me know what you think down in the comments below. I'm Max Farrell. This is Panther Kenpo. We'll see you next time. And as always, live well.